On this episode of Inside the Blueprint, we're hitting the road in search of the world's most innovative influencers, the most daring in design, and the coolest in commercial construction. Inside the Blueprint starts right now. Humans have been in the building business since the early Stone Ages. Thanks to our cognitive capabilities, we're able to learn how to build everything from primitive stone shelters to today's great architectural marvels. Along the way, structures became more and more sophisticated, and so did the planning tools. And now that we've entered the digital era, the game is changing once again. We are in Houston, Texas, to learn more about a software company that is making big waves in the construction industry. Our friends at On-Center Software have developed a takeoff software that helps construction companies bid more and win more. Let's find out how it works.
Most people, when they hear the word takeoff, they think either a rocket's going to launch or that somebody is doing something inappropriate. But takeoff, as it relates to contractors, it's the practice of going to a set of blueprints and removing the quantities, the areas, and the linears necessary in order to get the size of a project so that they can put together an accurate estimate.
Software, like this, has users seeing a big difference in speed and accuracy. In the crowded and competitive building bidding field, this can make all the difference.
They want to be able to finish their work faster and be able to analyze their work so that they're more profitable.
But what exactly makes this software a must-have in the construction biz?
In our business, the architect and the owner make changes during the design and the construction of a project for all kinds of reasons. The architect does different design work, changes and modifies the blueprints, and our software gives you a very user-friendly check on that.
This is a big improvement from the old school days of doing it manually. And when more bids translate to more gigs, having the right tools to expedite the process is a no-brainer.
On average, 1 in 10 bids is actually won by the company. So 90% of your bidding effort is not going to produce any profit for your company. If you can do 30 instead of 10, that's 3 accepted jobs now instead of 1.
Increasing accuracy and minimizing mistakes results into an uptick in won bids. But software can be intimidating, and learning how to use it can be a challenge for some. But with the right training, anyone can take off.
We train people all over the world, usually through virtual means, but we have in-house training and one-on-one training. Just depends on what the customer needs, but we walk them through the products that we sell to make sure that they know how to apply it to their business and they really adopt it so that they're successful and actually achieve the goals that we are hoping for them.
To see the impact this technology is making, we travel on to Orlando, Florida, home to United Drywall, a construction company specializing in everything from drywall to carpentry and door and hardware packages.
Switching from the old style of takeoff to the new style of takeoff certainly has made us faster. And the reason it's made us faster is we have conditions that are already built. For instance, a 10-foot tall wall between offices, metal studs, 2 layers of drywall, some insulation. All we have to do now is take it off. I color it green because it's an office wall. That's what I do. Everybody picks their own color. So I color my green wall and I go over and I pick a condition that's already done. My condition's already done, priced, I'm finished.
Going from manual to digital has other benefits besides quicker, easier, and more accurate.
By not having to go get the plans and drive across town, by not having to have blueprint space here in our offices with huge tables, it's let us compact our office. You work on a computer now, that's all.
It's all about the money.
And let's be honest, at the end of the day, it all comes down to the money.
It obviously has increased our sales because the time we spend on takeoffs is lessened by, I would guess, 50%, if not more. So yeah, we've sold more because if you bid more, you can put it in your sales funnel and more comes out the other end. And the more accurate you are, the more work you're going to get.
To see how the software translates on the construction site, we visited the Hilton Orlando, where hands are hard at work building a kitchen and dining area.
Our scope here is the framing, metal framing, drywall, finishing, the things that you're going to see when the project is done. We'll use on-center software, both on-screen takeoff and quick bid, to quantify the metal, the drywall, and the product that's going to go in here.
OnCenter has the capability to calculate what and how much material and manpower is needed for a specific project.
We'll use it to determine how many studs we got to order. We'll use it to determine the number of man days and the crew size we'll need. We'll use it to determine how many sheets and what size board to use. We'll even use it to determine how many screws we need on the project.
As technology mercilessly steamrolls onto the future, adapting becomes essential for the workforce. Manual is becoming more and more a thing of the past, and the construction industry is no exception.
Construction is transforming. It is changing. What we know of construction 10 years ago will not be what we see in construction 15, 20, 25 years from now. The part that's most exciting is that for folks who have been on the outside, right, building with X's and O's and ones and zeros inside of software will be just as impactful as the person hanging the rock and driving the nail in making sure that that business is profitable for the next 25 to 30 years.
To learn more, go to oncenter.com. Light. It can change any office environment in an instant with bright, colorful, and creative displays of artistry. Thanks to an acrylic material called Acrylite.
Lighting is very important to the workspace. It can control your behavior. It can control your motivation. A lot of the elements in an office space is used for art, and if you don't put a nice looking light fixture into your office environment, it could be the weak link in the system.
And that's where Acrylite plays a big role. We have scientists that are studying materials, additives, how to produce products that are going to provide the right lighting experience for the office environment.
We're always coming out with new products, and specifically to the lighting market, we're helping drive forward this market, which every day is changing.
Here at their House of Acrylite in Sanford, Maine, that's what acrylic is all about, shaping the future of today's office space.
Well, we invented acrylic, so we've had a big impact on the evolution of acrylic, not only in the office space, but in many numerous applications throughout the world. In the office environment, our vision is to create the best working experience for people.
At half the weight, yet over twice the impact strength of glass, the Acrylite sheets are constantly rolling off its on-site facility, where they're fabricated and finished to create a multitude of acrylic products.
In our plant here in Sanford, Maine, we make Acrylite acrylic sheet. The acrylic sheet begins in a pellet form, an acrylic pellet form. This acrylic pellet we take and we put into an extruder where it is extruded and the friction melts it into a liquid acrylic. At that point, we will add additives such as UV or colors to produce a color or specific sheets for diffusing. We're really excited here in the plant in Sanford to have the addition of some new equipment, some routers, some lasers, some edge finishers, all which will allow us to do different operations further down the value stream. So we can route sheet the different shapes for light manufacturers for their different fixtures. Same thing with a laser. We can cut the different shapes, but also give you a nice edge finish with a laser that you're not going to get with a saw cut. And if you have a square piece or a rectangular piece that you're looking for a high polish finish on, we have an edge finisher in-house which will provide a high luster, highly polished edge for the lighting industry.
But it's the innovative use of these acrylic products with lighting that are changing our workplace, providing solutions for even the most demanding environment.
So this is how it looks when you edge light a light guide. This is basically the behavior that happens with the light inside of a light guide. So the way you get this light out of the light guide is by putting transparent particles in the formulation or by doing some sort of surface structuring.
So what I'm demonstrating is this Young-Becker conical deglaring prism. What this is, it's an acrylic sheet that is hot embossed with precise microstructures. Those microstructures are going to control the light. So this is showing the light management of this product. As you can see, all the light from the laser is being thrown into a circle below the optic. It's cutting off the high angle glare below 65 degrees. So if I'm to look up into a light fixture, that light is not hitting me directly in the eyes.
This product's really cool. What you do is you put that LED on the end of the rod, and as you can see, the whole rod will glow nice and uniform. So this can be used in decorative lighting as like a pendant, for example. And just like all the other acrylic that we sell, it's thermoformable. So we exaggerated this concept by twisting it into a pretzel. And as you can see, it follows the contour really well when you light it up. Now that there's LED lighting, there are small point sources, and you have to even out that distribution much better, and you have to get every lumen out of that fixture that's possible. With Acrylite, you're able to do that because we focus on the science of our materials, and we're not looking back and making old technology products. We're really promoting the newer, high technology products that get implemented into office spaces and create beautiful luminous surfaces, as well as materials that can direct the light accordingly.
And yes, daylighting can also become a huge part of the acrylic-built environment, thanks to a free natural light source called the sun.
The sun is a beautiful light source, and most importantly, it's a free light source. In daylighting, we have some really wonderful materials to work with. Of course, you can use a clear acrylic, which we offer a 30-year warranty on, and you can basically see right through the acrylic and see the beautiful nature right through it. However, we have a much bigger portfolio of materials that can be used in skylights. For example, our satin ice products, which can also be used with LEDs, is a beautiful material to be used with skylights. It will diffuse the light very wide, and it could effectively bring a lot of light into your environment and spread the light very wide, where you could reduce the amount of skylights in your system, especially against the old prismatic technology. We offer our Resist 65 material, which has high impact strength. So one can demonstrate that it's hail resistant simply by banging on it with a hammer. And one can also demonstrate the 200-pound fall resistant test by jumping on it. When you combine our satin ice, our Resist 65, and our heat stop material, we call this Satin Sky. And this is the Cadillac of skylights. This offers a huge value proposition in the skylight market.
These new lighting products provide very high light transmission and very good diffusion. Once you get these into our manufacturing line, we can produce the exact product that our customers are looking for.
The Acrylite component, which is our lens, adds tremendous value to our product in a number of ways. One, the distribution of the light itself. It has a perfect even distribution. It's easy on the eyes, so it's much better for the work environment.
The possibilities are endless for transforming our workplace with acrylic innovation today. And Acrylite is transforming acrylics.
We see acrylic in the future continuing to evolve, continuing to be used by engineers and designers to bring the most technology-driven, science-driven lighting technology to the office.
To learn more about Acrylite and its acrylic products, go to their website, acrylite.net, or go to InsideTheBlueprint.com to see this portion of the show again. Now that we have your attention, join us in Broomfield, Colorado to find out more about Viega, the leader in plumbing and piping, serving the world for over 115 years.
The company started in Germany in 1899 and started making brass beer taps. Shortly after that, they entered the German plumbing market, the residential plumbing market with products. And then not long after that, really became the leader in the European plumbing market with the products they supplied.
We first came here in '99 pioneering a fitting system called ProPress. This was actually pioneered in Germany first by Viega. They developed it for the German market and then brought it here to the United States in '99, and it revolutionized the way we join pipe. We recently launched another product called MegaPress Stainless, which is also revolutionizing the industry because there hasn't been a press connect system developed yet for stainless pipe. And then our most recent innovation was a steel piping system called MegaPress XL, XL for big, goes up to 4-inch. No one's done this yet, but Viega has.
The core function of Viega is to provide high quality products and at a high rate of service to our customers. Everything that we do every day revolves around taking care of our customers. And one of the things that we do, we're very innovative. We bring products to the market before people even realize that they need them.
The source of Viga's success is partly due to the willingness of this family-owned company to endlessly invest back into the company. One shining example, their new U.S. headquarters and Viega Training Center.
We're moving into our Broomfield facility, into our new headquarters in November of this year. We're in the process now of building the new headquarters building and a training center on the same campus.
In addition to all of the metallic piping systems that are going to be in our buildings are heated and cooled with what we call radiant panels, or they're cooled by the flooring systems. We have concrete on the floor that heats the building in the winter and cools the building in the summer. So in order to do that, we have to embed pipe in the concrete. And we use a product that we manufacture here in the United States called PEX, which stands for cross-linked polyethylene. And it's just a tubing system that is designed to be used in heating and cooling systems, and we manufacture all of it right here in the United States. This is the preliminary part of the radiant floor installation. So we're standing on top of our concrete floor. It's still a little green. You can kind of see it's still curing. And they just poured this to cover up the tubing that's already embedded in the slab. And what will happen, there'll be a wall here at some point, and that tubing will run in the wall and it will go up to some distribution piping. So they're basically ready to run that in that framed wall when it's constructed.
When an employee arrives in the new headquarters building, they're going to arrive in a brand new, very classy building. It's actually being built with timber instead of traditional steel construction. We wanted to incorporate some of that Colorado feel in the office. It allows everybody to have the views that you would get by working here in Broomfield, Colorado.
Developing products and services that are connected in quality is equally as important as connecting Viega to the industry.
Training at Viega is very important. It's very important that our customers know our products and how we go to market. We train at every level, whether it's the wholesaler, the contractor that installs our products, or an architect and engineer. We even call in code officials on occasion to be trained on our products so they know when they go to a job site and inspect, they know what they're looking at and they know what to look for.
Viga's vision has always been about revolutionizing installation by providing valuable drinking water, gas and heating installation with high-grade materials while always ensuring quality.
Our products make 21st century civilization possible. Viega has solved a lot of problems because of the technology by which our products are installed. Your traditional methods of connecting pipes is welding, it's brazing, it's soldering, which involves labor, it involves people to have a certain level of skill. It also takes a lot of time to connect pipes through those traditional technologies. What Viega does is it's a mechanical press. The advantages with that is you have somebody who's doing one thing again and again. It's very, very repeatable. The quality is very high. And the amount of time, I want to say, is somewhere in the ratio of 7 to 10:1. So the amount of time it would take you to do one of the traditional ones, you could have fitted about 7 or 8 fittings using the Viega technology.
The future of Viega is a real growth story, and I like to think that we're just getting started.
For more information, go to viega.us. Here in Denver, Colorado, Rocky Mountain High meets breathtaking views.
What I love about this building in particular, the architect really brought a whole different facade to the face of Denver.
This fortress of altitude utilizes its multifaceted facade to reflect the beauty of its surroundings, allowing sunlight to flow freely from one side to the other. But sometimes there is such a thing as too much light.
So the upper atrium has a variety of shapes to the facade and the curtain wall. That is a challenge from a window covering standpoint. It really requires unique technology, which is where Lu-Tek really comes in as a partner.
Well, your biggest concern when you come in a space like this is actually the price to put in some shades, to protect your employees, to protect them to be able to look at a computer screen. As we all know, they're looking for maximum productivity. So if somebody cannot read their screen, they have to have a shade.
When new tenants move into this building and they want to turn their manual shades into motorized ones, Lu-Tek has some bright ideas.
In the past, when you had to retrofit or do anything, you had to take everything down and you had to make this motor fit into either a larger system, a larger tube, a larger extrusion, a larger valance. With our system, we've made it really easy. You basically take a manual shade, pop out a clutch, put in a motor, run power to it.
Lu-Tek retrofits the existing shades to become motorized by utilizing Somfy software.
So this is the Somfy Anemeo interface. And what we do here is we put the floor plan of the building in there with the latitude and longitude of the building as well as the orientation. With that, we can write rules so that shades operate on their own autonomously with real-time weather. As you can see on the interface, I've got the opportunity to go to different shades in the floor plan as well as operate them. It gives me the ability to override the system should I want more or less light in the room. I can also use a smartphone if I'm in a different office or conference room to do that.
Lu-Tek may be one of today's leaders in shade motorization and automation, but this window covering empire came from humble beginnings. Mary Lou Ralston is the founder of Lu-Tek.
Lu-Tek's been around since 1968. I was pregnant with my second child and thought, okay, work is over at the telephone company, so I have to come up with something new, and I was a seamstress. So when word got out that I was actually fabricating draperies, then I had lots of new friends, and all the relatives, and everybody wanted a little something, something, and it was anything that had anything to do with the window covering, draperies or throw pillows, you know, shades and those kind of things. So it just quickly started growing into something that I needed more space for. As they say, the rest is history.
Lu-Tek prides itself in the customization and professionalism of its staff. Let's take a look at how a custom shade is made.
Here we are at Lu-Tek scheduling. We roll in here, the jobs come in, they get scheduled, and then they feed through the rest of the manufacturing warehouse. So what's happening right now is Christy, our trusty table cutter, and she'll be maneuvering the fabric left to right to make the final cuts. After the fabric gets cut, it comes over here to have spline put on it. We sew our spline here at Lu-Tek because we come from sewing, so it's easier for us and the installation team as well. Step number 3 is welding.
In order to keep up with the demand of this booming city and beyond, Lu-Tek is building its new world headquarters a few miles away.
This is new world headquarters for Lu-Tek Incorporated, and here is an overlooking view of all of the manufacturing and assembly of Lu-Tek. This will all be open windows so we can watch the product coming off the line, and you can watch your job as it gets manufactured. It's pretty exciting.
And you can bet that the views from these windows will only get the best treatments too.
What I love about Lu-Tek is their ability to think big, go far, and really bring the execution expertise so that it installs with perfection.
Lu-Tek is the ultimate in motorization and automation with whole building control software.
For more information, go to lutek.com or visit us anytime at insidetheblueprint.com.
That's a wrap! Hey!
Thanks for watching this episode of Inside the Blueprint. For more information on anything you've seen today, or to find out how you can become part of the show, go to insidetheblueprint.com.